All right, here's a riddle. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, that's a lifelong question that many people have been trying to figure out. It's the same with this, kind of. What came first, leaky gut or the lifestyle and the food consumption and the environments that caused the leaky gut? Well, I'm going to explain really quick in this video the perpetual cycle of leaky gut. If you're new to this channel, my name is Brendan. I'm also known as the Gut Whisperer, and what I do is I work with individuals who have weight challenges or gut disruption challenges. You know, that typical Pepto-Bismol song, diarrhea, upset stomach, chronic bloating, that sort of thing. And basically I get to the root cause. So I'm going to explain what the leaky gut cycle is right now. So first we need to understand that there is a primary initiator. There's always an assault. And in this case, it's like 99% of the time what's on the end of your fork. So the initial assault is food, certainly food, the environment, and also behavior and action, our lifestyle habits, how we behave, how we act. Some of those things within our mind, our brain, psychology, some of those things will cause some inflammation and so forth. But generally speaking, in this video, primarily it's food. It's one of the end of your fork. So what happens is what's on the end of your fork will cause an inflammatory response. What that means is the cells that line your gut, the epithelial cells, they will get agitated. They'll essentially get pissed off at you for consuming something that doesn't belong. It's kind of like, pretend my nails are MSG or preservatives or sugar or something that just really pisses off the body. It's going to cause some serious inflammation. It's the same thing with food and the cells that line our gut, okay? So we've got an inflammatory response caused by something that doesn't belong. And in this case, it's generally food or additives and so forth. Going down, what's going to happen is the cells that line the wall, like I said, the epithelial cells, they are going to become seriously inflamed. And the gut wall, the lining of the gut is going to become inflamed. And what that means is those cells are going to be very agitated and the integrity of the lining of the cell is going to be somewhat compromised. And what happens is if we continue going down into this cycle, there's going to be a disrupted gut wall, which means permeability or hyperpermeability of the gut lining. So if you can pretend these two fists are cells, they're essentially really tight together and they line like multiple cells across the whole gut lining. They're supposed to be nice and tight and strong, and they prevent pathogens, things from invading into the systemic bloodstream. And if these cells are nice and tight, that won't happen. But if the cells are inflamed and they're agitated, there becomes permeability between those cells. There's going to be little tiny junctions that open up and things essentially invade into the systemic bloodstream, causing an influx of inflammatory particles, food molecules, proteins, preservatives, again, environmental toxins, things that don't belong. They're essentially escaping into the bloodstream via the permeability of the gut, which then causes an immune response. Naturally, we want that to happen. We want our body, like our Air Force, our Army, our Navy SEALs, all of those white blood cells, the macrophages, the B cells, the T cells, lymphocytes, all of those white blood cells, all of those immune fighters, their job is to attack those foreign invaders, and that's an immune response. But what happens is, if we have these pathogens that are always coming into the body, that's always going to cause an immune response, and that's always going to cause perpetual more inflammation. And what happens is, with that immune response, naturally it's a good thing, but if it's happening too much, then that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a presentation of a disease. Basically, the weakest link in your genetic disposition will express itself as perhaps lupus, diabetes, Crohn's disease, anything like that. And then what happens is when you've got that ongoing presentation of the disease, that will perpetuate into more inflammation because the body is going to get weaker and weaker and weaker, and then that's when you're going to be visiting your doctor and you're getting multiple prescriptions for multiple sicknesses and ailments because it just continuously perpetuates on and on and on. And that is the cycle of leaky gut. And when you're getting those medications are going to further cause, believe it or not, more inflammation and more distress on the gut lining. So how do you fix this? Ultimately and fundamentally, basics, fix Fix your food. Fix the food that's on the end of your fort. Get rid of gluten, dairy, the problematic foods. If you watched my previous video, I talked about leaky gut and just how to fix and reset your digestion. So that's what you want to do. And this, again, is the cycle of leaky gut. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, send me a message, info@bodiesbybrendan.com, and let's have a complimentary 15-minute discovery call. And let's see if you're a fit, and let's see if I can help you whisper to your gut and help reset your gut. If you like this video, hit a link, hit a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much.